Well, thanks for joining us, Michelle.
Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us what you do at Alliant Credit Union?
Yeah, so I am the Vice President of Digital Strategy and Innovative Growth, which basically means that I head up all of our digital banking, our marketing, as well as our SEG relationships.
Mm-hmm. And you were at Wrigley Field this morning talking about digital transformation and getting a tour of the stadium. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we toured all of Wrigley. We got to go on the field, we were in the stands, we were in the bleachers as well. And we heard a little bit about how Wrigley's kind of gone through a transformation. So once the Ricketts took over, how they've rebuilt Wrigley from scratch, but really kept the history of Wrigley at the same time. And how they built basically a new team. So they had a lot of young players, which allowed them to win the World Series as well. But they also kept the community environment going too. So all of Gallagher Way, which is built up around Wrigley Field, they did a really good job of keeping the history alive as well as moving forward at the same time.
Mm-hmm. What lessons can credit unions take from the Cubs, do you think?
So I think there's a lot of lessons. I think the Cubs and Wrigley is an amazing brand. Whether it's one brand or two brands is kind of up in the air, I think. I think they're very interwoven into one brand. And really about how they've transformed. So they did a very slow transformation, but they had a very solid brand to begin with. So no matter if the Cubs win or lose, their fans are connected to them. There's an emotional appeal. And so as Wrigley was evolving, they had to make sure that emotional connection stayed true and that they could carry it through. And I think credit unions have the same thing. You've got to, as you go through a digital transformation, be true to who you are, but you have to define that. So all of your strategy around your brand, around your member experience, even around your employee experience, has to be true and driven first before you go into digital. So that transformation still doesn't take you away from who you are at your core. Your core is still there. You're still a credit union. You're still there for members, but you have to evolve with the times as well, just like Wrigley did.
Mm-hmm. How has Alliant Credit Union gone through a transformation in recent years?
So we've done a lot. So we've relaunched our public website is what we did first. We created a brand new mobile banking app from scratch built internally. We are creating a bunch of stuff on our call center side in terms of our member call care center, trying to make sure their technology integrates with our other technology so we have a better, almost 360-degree view of our members. And then we're launching brand new online banking at the beginning of November, hopefully. And then as of last year, we were really fully in digital, so we closed all but our one main public branch. So all of our branches are closed other than one public one, which is at our corporate headquarters in Chicago. We've also removed recently this year all of our ATMs. So we no longer own any of our ATMs. We're just part of an ATM network. So we were really trying to push people into digital first, with the call center being secondary and more for complicated transactions or more in-depth conversations where they need some consultative advice.
How did your members respond to those changes?
So we had prepped them. So we started the digital transformation a good 5 years ago. And so we've slowly been moving them there. So we knew it was something where it's change management. You have to get them on board. We couldn't just flip the switch and one day we have branches and one day we're completely in digital. So we had to educate them. We had to educate our employees, get them to slowly move into mobile banking, get them to understand why it's easier to do your check deposit via your mobile app than taking it into the branch, why the security is there. So we just had to take little baby steps into it, and they had to evolve with us. So by the time we were ready to close branches, our members were ready to close branches. So it was something that we were very thoughtful with our communications, and each piece we rolled out, it was showing the before and after and showing the benefits and the value, that it wasn't technology for the sake of technology, it was really going to make their lives easier overall.
Is there any other advice you'd offer credit unions about going through that process?
So the thing is, I think people think it's going to completely change their business. And your business is your business no matter what. I really think technology is a tool. It's just a way we do business. And every consumer has a device now. And so it feels like you have to get on board. This is where the world has gone, whether you like it or not. But I think they shouldn't be afraid of it. I think they should create a plan, implement it within their current strategy, or look at their strategy, shift a little bit. But really, it's just another tool in your toolbox. And so I guess to jump in is my biggest advice at this point is don't be scared. Go ahead, try it, integrate it now. Don't wait.